Bilt might be adding banking, Southwest has a new lounge coming, and Elon is launching X Money. This and more in today's roundup. Big favor, give this a thumbs up to help with the algorithm. Even though someone that might benefit, share this with them. Also did just get back from the UAE. Let me know if that's worth a video and the whole escape. Starting off with Bilt, last week they had a pretty interesting job posting. They're looking to hire a director for strategy and operations for banking. My read of it is that there's a non-zero chance that Bilt is adding a bank account. The concern that I've had with Bilt is that it's not sustainable. This might make the math actually work. There is a question of how they'll do it though. So for example, US Bank Smartly offered 4%, but only if you had 100K of them, and it more or less had to be dead money. Before it was great because investments counted. With the nerf, especially for new people signing up, it doesn't really make any sense. It has to be in checking or safe debit accounts, and it's only capped at 10K in spend each billing cycle. My guess for Bilt, and I can be completely wrong, is that the current iteration runs for about a year. Afterwards, I wouldn't be surprised if we see banking requirements. The core Bilt product is a loss leader, and we've seen that with Wells Fargo, who was losing $10 million a month and reneged out of their deal that was supposed to go until 2029. Think of Bilt as the Costco $5 chicken. There's only 3 ways the math can work. You either find cheaper chicken, so devalue the card itself. You find partners to pay like Wells Fargo, but it doesn't seem like that's cardless at the moment. It might be the Bilt neighborhood partners, but then you run into a Groupon problem. Vendors love the idea of new customers, but if the customers don't actually stay or use you other than through a promotion, then it doesn't work. The last option is cross-selling, which is what Costco does, so they have higher margin products that they want you to buy. For Bilt and a lot of other cards, banking, investing, and everything else is that cross-sell. Heading to Southwest, they're apparently planning to open a massive lounge. This will be in Austin, and it's a little strange. View from the Wing made a Freedom of Information Act request, and it's supposed to be 40,000 square feet, and it's a crew lounge. Based on crew numbers, the lounge would normally only be about 10,000 square feet. So it seems like part of it is for crew, and the other part might be a premium lounge, especially if we see a new premium card. This is in addition to the Honolulu Airport Lounge that was approved last October. And they're also planning one in Dallas Love Field. Looking at stock price for the last 6 months, they're up almost 55%, so sentiment seems pretty positive, and the next closest is United at about 7%. Zooming out to the 1 year, United and Delta are up almost 20%, while Southwest is at 62%. Despite all these recent gains, they are still course correcting. Looking at the 5 year, despite the jump for the last 12 months, it's still down 16%, while Delta is up about 40%, and United 103%. Flyer sentiment's low, but investors and the market seem happy. About 44% of analysts recommend buying, 44% recommend hold, and 12% recommend sell. I don't really fly Southwest that often, so I'm pretty impartial, but kind of curious what you think. One interesting one is Japan Airlines being added to more programs. The crazy thing is that back in the day, this used to be one of the hardest currencies to get. I'm probably dating myself, but when Marriott used to have travel packages for points and stays, JAL was one of the go-to options, given the scarcity of their program. It seems like the door is wide open now. One of the best use cases for JAL is Emirates Business Class, which operates a distance-based chart. In most cases, you're looking at sub 100K and pretty low fees. One of the other great options for JAL is, of course, Japan Airlines First Class. You're looking at 110K during low season, which is a bargain. Japan Airlines Business Class is another great example. You're looking for as low as 55K miles, which can be great value. Note that if you are looking to book, they generally release 360 days out at midnight Japan Standard Time. So most people just check at about 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Time and see if there's space. If you're flexible and willing to snipe up deals, it's a pretty easy program. If you have Rove miles, they have a 50% transfer bonus until March 31st, 2026. So 1,000 Rove is 1,500 JAL. If you are newer to it, Rove is pretty much another currency you can earn from your everyday spending and travel bookings. Think of Rakuten or another portal, but at the moment, significantly better earning rates. Worth checking out if you are doing hotel stays and don't mind comparing rates and offers, especially because a lot of hotels are offering 20x to 40x Rove miles back. If you don't like OTAs, you're in luck. Unlike a lot of other programs, it counts as a direct booking, meaning that your status is still in play. My understanding is that they're a tech layer connecting you with the hotel, while most OTAs take your money and then pay the hotel afterwards, which means that your relationship is with Expedia and they're the ones doing the booking. We do have an exclusive link for 1,500 miles, and if you're interested, I'll link it down below or go to asksebi.com/rovemiles. Next up is Elon's new X Money account and card. I'm not sure what to think here. It's going to launch for early public access next month in April. It seems pretty competitive. The main draw is up to 6% APY on balances, and you can deposit from any bank or debit card. There is a question on structure because it otherwise doesn't seem that sustainable. It might be a short-term promotion, it could be maybe only on your first $1,000, or it could require other activities like spend on their card. From screenshots, it seems like direct deposits are a big component. For example, I could easily see them limiting the higher APY for only money from your paycheck, or maybe even a percentage of your paycheck that counts, or something like that. That way it could actually be viable rather than aggressively bleeding money. Speaking of which, they also are adding a cashback debit card. It's going to be 3% cashback on all your purchases. Again, very unsustainable, especially for this audience that knows what they're doing and can extract a lot of value. I feel like there has to be fine print against it. They'll also have a social element with peer-to-peer, so same as Venmo. The product does seem pretty far along and they have US licenses in more than 40 states, so should get interesting. The demand seems pretty high as well, with beta invites that required a $1,000 donation now being sold out. And to be fair, there weren't that many of these. For the first round, it was 42, and you got $26 back for that $1,000 donation. And then second round was 166, with the same amount back, so about 200 people. I am a bit curious how this ends up going because sentiment feels very mixed, if not arguably negative leaning. The flip side is that this is an opportunity and it might last longer than expected if signups are slow and they don't want negative PR of people complaining about shutdowns. I would not be surprised if some people in this community end up making 6 figures or 5 figures from the card. The other thing too is that even if you get shut down with X, it feels less prohibitive than with the other banks. This also isn't the only new financial platform coming into frame. Mr.Beast's holding company, Beast Industries, acquired Step to expand into financial services. If you're unfamiliar, Step is an all-in-one money app targeting teens and early adults. It was generally viewed as not competitive, with the 3% APY being just okay. For example, right now you could get 3.85% through, let's say, Redneck Bank. 85 more basis points, which adds up. I think they also realized that teens and early adults don't have that much money. Apparently they were signing up a ton of people, but oftentimes it's not the number of customers, but the value of a customer. Put another way, who's more valuable, 100 14-year-olds who have $20 or $100 in their bank account, or maybe one 25, 30-year-old who has 50K. The 100 people might be getting an allowance, while the person working has an income and is saving, let's say, 50% of their earnings. It's also a framing issue because when you brand yourself as an early adult app, people feel like they have to graduate into something else. In terms of the future of Step, I'm assuming more gamification, probably related to its content, and probably a rebrand into Beast Financial. For example, they could easily offer below market APYs, let's say 1%, and then offer the rest in Beast Cash. Let's say 4% Beast Cash. Maybe you can redeem the Beast Cash for mystery tickets for things like Feastival. Or they copy the Bilt playbook and you could redeem for their partners, whether lifestyle or travel, and that doesn't sound unreasonable. It's definitely an interesting year for fintechs and newer upstarts who are trying to change things up. There could be a lot of value there if you want to take shots and be experimental. If on the other hand, you are looking for something a bit more secure and reliable, there are a lot of other cards out there. And if you want to learn about any of them, we have links on the website, asksebi.com, and also down below in the description box. Lots of options, so make sure that they're competitive, that they work for your lifestyle, but otherwise it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. If you made it to this point, leave a chocolate bar emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. 3 questions. Number 1, what do you think Bilt will do to make their product more sustainable? Number 2, are you a fan of Southwest and what they're doing, or do you think that they're going to lose in the long term? And number 3, what are your thoughts on X Money and would you sign up? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, share this, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.